Hey everybody, today I am going to talk about urban sketching or plein air painting and how every summer the weather gets nice and I have summer vacation and I just want to go out and enjoy the weather and I want to be able to draw everything I see, but my skills aren't there yet. So I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I'm practicing and some of the tools I've tried, and maybe that will be helpful to you. So I'll start with this little painting here that I did in gouache outside, and it took quite a bit of time, but it was actually one of my most successful attempts. But I had a lot of time. I had my gouache set here that is nice and creamy. It's lovely, but I didn't have to go far and carry this. So I keep going back to wanting to have more convenience, but this is the setup that I enjoy and I like the results from the most. So a little tiny sketchbook and gouache. That is my favorite of all, but I do keep trying to get something more convenient because I'd like to be able to just grab something and go. So the other set that I have been using is this little sketchbook. This is 100% cotton paper. I got it on Amazon, and it says no matter what. I don't know what brand it is. I can link that below. So this one, I really was careful. I used my other sketchbook, like this sketchbook here, to do some thumbnails before I did the sketch here. So I didn't just go out and do the sketch. I tried that, and I usually ended up painting a big mess, which I will share with you. But this one I did some thumbnails first, and then I used my Platinum Preppy pen in the extra fine 02 and did a little bit of a sketch with the ink and then went in with watercolors. So I like these ones. I'm not embarrassed to show these ones. These are ones that I had planned. So I pre-planned and then took a long time to get this right. But that's not my goal. My goal is to be able to go out and just paint what I see. And I do have that somewhere, which I will show you, where I went out a few times and I did some sort of quick sketches. This one was in my car because it was a really hot day and before I went into the mall, and I did a little quick sketch with this Platinum Preppy. I really enjoy this pen. I put in a carbon, Platinum Carbon cartridge. So it's waterproof ink. It's not the ink that came with the pen. It is really nice waterproof. So this I did quickly with the pen, and then you can see by my brush strokes I just really went really quickly with some watercolor. And the watercolor set that I used was this this little set here. So I bought the set, but I didn't love the paints that came in it. I still have them, but I wanted to put in my Winsor Newton. So I put in some Winsor Newton colors here from my other set. But what I love about it is that I can fit this Platinum Preppy. I can fit the water brush that actually came with the set. And I can fit a pencil and eraser here. And I do have my little kneadable eraser as well. So I can quickly sketch, go over my ink lines, erase my pencil lines, and have my water brush all ready to go with a little sketchbook. And I really love the convenience of this set. Having everything all in one, all I need is this and my sketchbook and paper towel. And I love that. I don't love the results that come from it. I I enjoy the time that I'm doing it, but I don't really like the results. So I have to still think about, what do I want? Do I want to enjoy the time that I'm doing it, or do I want to enjoy the results? So I think most of the time when I'm out and about, I want to enjoy what I'm doing in the moment. And if the results are good, then that's a bonus. So this is probably the set that I will take out with me while I'm still learning and trying to be fast, because I don't really want people to come and talk to me or look at me. I keep thinking, I've had several people, and they're always really nice and kind, stop and talk to me or ask, can I take a look at what you're doing? And of course, I always say yes. But I thought about it afterwards, and I thought, you know, if I was writing in a journal, I don't think people would feel that it would be okay to come up and ask me what I was writing. So I think that that's an interesting thing to think about, is why would someone think it's okay to come and see what you're drawing versus what you were writing? So I've got a couple of these quick sketches that I've done while I'm out and about with the watercolor. And that was not it. So let's go back to this. So again, Platinum Preppy and the little watercolor set I just showed you, plus this brush pen, which I will link below. It's nice. What is the cartridge? Is a carbon ink. My platinum carbon ink cartridges. If something can fit in that, I sure love that ink. So I use this pen as well. I like using the pen. I don't love the results of it yet. So I'm going to keep trying with that one. And this is just the step up to the gate in my yard. So I can take time while I'm here, but this was just something I was practicing before I went back out again. And yeah, we've got gouache again. So this gouache that I was using is the Caran D'Ache gouache set. So both of these were created with this set here. I put the pans into a different tin. It comes in a really big heavy tin, but this, I just took them out. They come out. I put some sticky tack in there and put the pans in. And this is such a convenient gouache set. I love using it. I just have to bring the white with me, and I squeeze out some fresh white. I like the tin that I put it in because it's got lots of space for mixing. I did have some little half pans that I squeezed gouache into in a turquoise color that I had put in there. I've got to put that back, or it actually will fit like a half a tube of white if I have that kind of rolled up and on the side. The other great thing about this tin is that I can put the brushes right inside and fold it up, and it still folds up, and I can take that with me. So as you can tell, I love convenience. I love having something all in one. I could even put the pencil in here and have that all ready to go. So that's kind of nice. Some of the other ones that I've done, this one, I added some pencil crayon with this one afterwards. These were starts that I haven't finished. This was one that I did with the other part of the diving board, was what I was holding up on Instagram so that I could have the one shot with my picture here and then the real diving board and the rest of it over here. Here are some quick people sketches. They were all moving, so it was kind of hard. I also used this, it's like a rainbow pencil. They have expensive ones, the Koh-i-Noor pencils, but this one I got at Party City, and it's kind of cool. It will draw with random different colors throughout. So I like that. This was again with the Caran D'Ache gouache pans. This one I used my Neocolor 2s, which I bought and I was so excited about quite a while ago, but really didn't find much use for them because this is kind of a big set, so it's something I would use indoors, but when I'm indoors I like to use my gouache. So I took this out with me and painted some chairs. This was fun. I added water at the end, kind of splashy, and I could probably go over it some more now and add some more detail, but it was fun. Again, using the Neocolor 2s and then adding water. This background I didn't like, so I actually added some paint over that part. Neocolor 2s again. I kind of like the crayon textures, but in some places I did add water. And I learned over here with this tree, I drew the trunk and the branches first so I would be able to hold the place, but then I couldn't really draw so well on top, so I tried the tree again with drawing the foliage first and then coming in with the trunk and the branches. Using the rainbow pencil again from Party City and just some quick drawings of some people. So a magic pencil for some of them. I used this brush pen for some of them. I used a cobalt blue Prismacolor pencil for some of them, and I just overlapped because some of them were really funny and horrible, so I just kept going over and over and over again, and now I like how this page looks. Even though none of them are quite right, having them all over top of each other reminds me of this day while I was out. This is a disaster that I painted the page first with some orange acrylic ink. Painted the page first with orange acrylic ink, and then I used the Neocolor 2s on top to draw the table and the shed, and it's not working for me. Then I decided to just go with my Lamy Safari pen, which I love this pen, but I keep putting it away because it doesn't work as great as I would love it to. I think it's still a bit thick of a line. That's why I love this O2 Extra Fine Platinum Preppy, because the line is really very fine, and I find it's lovely. This Lamy, I would love to be able to just take this and the book and go out. So I tried the Lamy, and I really liked how this turned out. It's not a continuous line, but in some places it is. It does not look like the actual people really at all, but it gives me a memory of the time, and I'm quite pleased with that. This one is at Darling Park, and I think I used the Lamy as well here, and I kind of like it, but I think what would have to happen is I think I would have to use 2 pens or maybe 3 so that my foreground is darker, and as I would go back, I could go with a finer pen. I tried that a bit here, but realized that I really just rushed and it ended up to be quite messy. And I think what I'm learning from this one here is that I really need to simplify even more. I think having all of these lines it's too much if I'm not going to add color. So I did this again with a little bit of a finer line as I went to the back. And these are almost continuous line people drawings. So the next thing that I want to share with you is some of the practice help that I've been using while I'm at home on the computer. So next up, I'm going to share my screen with you. So these are some of the websites that I have been using to practice if the weather is not nice, or if I just have some extra time and don't have a place to go. And this website is called mapcrunch.com, and it is a random Google map finder. So if you don't know where you want to draw and you just want something random, this is a great website. You can choose the country that you want to have it in, or you can just have it random anywhere in the world. So up on the top left, you can see where it says Map Crunch. Just under that, it tells you the address. So if you ever wanted to go back in Google Maps and just go to that exact spot, you could go back there. And there are a couple of other options that you can use on this as well. I'm noticing that I think I tried to click on just Canada, but we're in Greenland right now. So in a second, you will see me go back and select Canada. And the reason that I did that is because I'm in Canada, and I thought that the scenes that I would be able to see would be something that I might actually be out looking at. And here we are in Alberta. And the great thing about it is it uses Google Maps, so you can drive down the street by clicking forward arrows. You can turn around. You can get an even better view. I really like just having the randomness of it and then just having to draw what I see, because that might be more realistic. When I'm out there, I'm going to have to draw what I see. I'm not always going to just find the perfect view. The next website here, this is called windowswap.com, and I just have the free version, but you can pay for more options. So this takes you, it's not live, as you can see from the snow. It is a recording, a 10-minute recording out of somebody's window. And you can join, and you can have your window view uploaded as well. And up on the left there, you can see the name of the person's window, and over on the right, you can see where in the world it is. It's a 10-minute recording. And if you're not fast, there is a little spot in the bottom right where you can put it on a loop. So it just continues on the same photo until you're ready to change it. And that I really find very interesting to see those views. And here we are back on Map Crunch, and this is the view of the day, which I really think is really interesting. So I'm going to give that one a try, but my video here is quite long, so I am going to just share the last few here and say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching, and for all of your nice comments. Bye.